Hi, hola, salut, namaste, ni hao, всем привет, merhaba, selam, shalom. Türkçe'ye bir kıyak etsek mi burada? Selam dostlar diyerek. Ehlen ve sehlen. Konnichiwa. Helaloite. Yes. I wanted to create a series of videos about languages. So recently, I am focused on creating YouTube videos much more powerfully than before. It was a great mistake for me not to start this long ago. I was creating my first videos years ago when there was no digital cameras. But I was not able to go in a stable way, so I have been very late about this. But now I am really focused on this. And so YouTube videos, in fact it's not YouTube only, you are just creating some video content. So the thing is, I need to create high quality videos. What's necessary for it? Yes, there is a technical stuff. The sound quality, light, understanding the light, the environment, the cameras, video quality, everything. This technical stuff. And there is some other component which is as much as important as technical stuff, is how you talk, the language. So native speakers are extremely lucky, I mean English native speakers, because this is the world language right now. So if you are a native speaker of English, you have a great advantage about this, that's for sure. How about people like us? I am questioning myself about this now. When I started to create videos like these YouTube videos, I understood that I simply don't know English. And I started to think about my history with English. Yeah, like I started learning English at about like 13 years old. It was scary for me at first. In primary school, for example, people, my friends at school, they were counting numbers in English, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was scary because I had no idea about even numbers. I only knew yes and no. And I thought, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And there were some schools which used English as primary language in my country, and so it was a good idea to go to those schools as usual because you learn English, but it was also very scary for me. Why? Because I was not even able to imagine how it's possible to learn math in English when it's not easy for me to learn physics and math and chemistry even in my own language, and I'm gonna deal with it in English. So it was extremely scary when I was a child. When I started to learn English, I noticed that it's great fun when I was a child, and I was really into it. I loved it simply. So finally I happened to go to those schools, one of those schools based on English. I mean, the training was in English. I had a prep school, and there were museums around the school in that town. It was a small town, but there were historical places around on the coast of Black Sea, okay? I was trying to find some tourists to hear real English, because at those times it was not possible to hear real language. I mean, there was no internet, there was no even a possibility to listen to radio maybe. I mean, I had no that kind of possibility. I remember those times. I had one single cassette. Hitchhiker is British accent. I later happened to turn into American accent because of the fact that I am listening to American English all the time. So naturally, I happened to speak in American English. But at those times, I had even no idea. Not a single idea about American, British. So this hitchhiker I listened to that story again and again, the same story again and again and again, 30 times. Once, there was a story in a book which is named Headway, and inside this English learning book, there is a story. I listened to that like 50 times and I even memorized it. Can you imagine? I memorized it. It was starting like, once a few years ago, a train was traveling through the English countryside. This was in the days when trains had small compartments. And in one particular compartment, there were 4 people. It goes on like this, the whole story. So, and I was trying to find tourists to hear real English. And I remember my times, I remember many people, like, for example, there was a guy with blue eyes, like 55 years old. And I asked him, where are you from? And he said, from Canada. You see, I still remember it. And there was an old lady, an English lady, who was a linguist. And we had a wonderful talk with that lady, like 10 minutes maybe. It was so wonderful. I mean, she was talking so wonderfully. Hearing this real British accent at those times from real people, it was like hearing a symphony from Mozart, you see? So there was another guy from Netherlands. I never forget about that, because I asked him, do you have, you see, have? And he didn't understand. What do you say? I just thought, what? He doesn't even understand have. What kind of English, I mean, is this? And he said, oh, have. You see? I there saw the importance of accent. We need to learn those things in a perfect way. I understood it there. I have, you see? So, after all that training, all that endeavor, and again, I find myself in a situation like I should start all over again. So now, this is a talk without any preparation. I just sat down here and start talking directly. There is no preparation. This is my natural English language level right now. I have to question my English language level all the time. In fact, there is also another point. When it comes to creating videos, even in your own language, it's not that easy. Don't forget that part also. It's not that easy to talk even in your language. It's a big deal. If we go back to talking in another language, so here you have an extra load on you, a great load right now. You need to be very careful about the words, how you pronounce them, first of all, the stress, everything. I wanna do videos with a perfect language as much as possible, as a non-native speaker, as a foreign speaker. How is it possible to sound? Should I sound like a native speaker? I don't know. I will try very interesting things about this. I will try even British accent. I will work on this. Particularly, specifically, I will work on accents. So this is my state right now, and I just wanted to create a video like this. I just wanted to talk about language, basically. So I know that it's not that easy to talk in another language like a native speaker. It's almost impossible if you especially start doing it after like 25 years old. If you started early ages, yeah, it's more possible. But in my case, I have to push myself. I have to push myself, and I will have a schedule to correct my language, to fix my mistakes, and to create wonderful videos for humanity. Yes, I have lots of things to tell, like many other people, but believe me, I will give some very important messages to humanity.